Would help if I unmuted myself. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back for another epic night of hockey question mark action as we are getting underway here with the final, or I guess second to last night of regular season Lewis League games. So very excited. Looking forward to seeing how things shape out as we get close to the end of the regular season here. So tonight we're going to be following the Seattle team, Seattle Sockeyes, who are currently the last seeded team. And the format of this tournament is that the number one seed is seeded directly to the finals after this round robin regular season that we've got going on here. And the number two and three seeds will play each other in a small play-in series. I think it's a best of three. I don't remember off the top of my head, though. I'll have to check that out. But they'll play in a play-in series to figure out who will take on the number one seed in the finals. So there are two races going on right now. The Solary team, GM'd by Juice, and the Toronto Rush, GM'd by Owl, are the two teams vying for the first overall seed. Solary with the lead right now by 2 points on that. Every game is worth 3. So one win will put them back on top. And the other battle that we have going on is between our third and fourth seed teams in Red Deer, GM'd by KS Auto, one of the best players to ever play the game. And lastly, the Seattle Sockeyes, who I mentioned earlier, GM'd by Crab in a Tree. We get a nice little cameo from my cat. I don't know if you can see him, but he's very interested in what's going on with the games. Anyway, so those two that I mentioned, Red Deer and Seattle, Red Deer being the third seed currently, Seattle being the fourth seed, only 2 points separate them, and the fourth seeded team will not make the playoffs or have a chance to play in the finals. So with 4 games left, 2 tonight and 2 on Wednesday next week, gonna need to see a big push from both Red Deer and Seattle. If you want to check out the Red Deer games tonight, those will both be over on the X Parabola X stream on Twitch, which is spelled exactly how it sounds there, while we follow along with Seattle, who are on the ice ready to go and ready to take on Toronto, who still have something to play for in this game. Now, they're pretty much guaranteed a playoff spot. I don't think it's even possible for them to somehow fall out of it at this point, but nonetheless, plenty to play for both teams. So on red for Toronto, we have Sully in net, Meatsail and Guy Lafleur, a.k.a. Dial, up front. Owl and DeBeasy playing defense. And then on blue, we have the Seattle team, which is Tony Flo, Doug, Kilpessel, Haybert, and Crab. I'm guessing that we're going to see Crab and Doug on defense here. No, it looks like it's Tony and Doug on defense. So Crab on offense with Kilpessel. Nice that they have him. The Seattle team made waves early in this season with a big trade, sending away Quacky Face, one of the better players in the game right now, for Austin. Ironically enough, neither player here tonight, is my understanding. So certainly puts a damper on the trade for both teams, but an early opportunity here, and it's sent aside nicely by Haybert as Owl stepped up to play that, and a nice job at the point by DeBeasy, but that one is blocked away, I think, by Tony on defense. And this puck will get cleared out. Owl going to pick it up here. Finds Meatsail on the same side. Meatsail trying to cut it back across. He gets through the man there, tries to board bounce it, but ends up losing it. It's going back and forth, and DeBeasy will be able to pick this one up. No, he leaves it for Sully charging out, but Sully almost passed it straight to the other team, and they do have an opportunity coming off this. KP with a nice move around DeBeasy, but he can't get a clean shot away. Sully had enough time to recover there and get back in net. Looks like my OBS is broken, so I can't actually see if there's anybody typing in chat. So if you are typing, it's a nice long shot on net and a nice save by Sully. But if you are typing, I promise I am not ignoring you. For some reason, it is not showing up for me. Strange. Well, we've got a game going on, which is a little more important anyway. So DeBeasy trying to fight with it here with Kilpessel, But Kill able to win that. Gets it down to Tony on the boards. Tony gets that shot, but sends it wide. Kill cutting in front, finds Tony, but a nice job defensively to knock that away. Going the other way now. Trying to fight through the traffic is Meatsail. He somehow is able to squirt that up and through over to Dial, a.k.a. Guy. Guy tries to cut through, but a nice job defensively by Seattle. Eliminating any opportunity there. And trying to get a breakout going the other way, but a beautiful jump on that by Owl. However, he can't get past the last guy back. Tony makes a great play on him. Seattle desperately trying to clear this out, but they no can do right now as Guy finds Meatsail on a beautiful block. Tony again coming in huge. We're seeing why he is put on defense despite being arguably the best forward on this team. He's also the best defenseman, which makes it a little challenging to do both, but a long shot off the crossbar. Sully and Haybert, known for having shot attempts deep down the ice on one another. We've seen these two square off many times. And a turnover right to Crab in the slot, but Sully with a beautiful save. Crab tried to just kind of flick it up over Sully's stick, but he couldn't get it there. Way too slow. Sully reads it the whole way, recovers from his mistake as he was the one who handed it right over, but a beautiful behind-the-back pass, and it won't go as Tony steps up on it again. Meatsail trying to find Guy in the slot. Wow, what a sequence. Both ways. We are seeing a ton of offensive prowess here so far this game. However, nobody finding any goals. The goalie's standing tall and defense standing tall with numerous blocks on both sides as well. Speaking of that same defense, Tony here trying to spring KP, but it's a little bit too far for him. So Sully going to look to spring Meatsail the other way. He will find Guy off of a defenseman's stick. Guy looking across for Meatsail, does find him. Meatsail, little room to work with, but can't get it back to the slot for Guy. Turn back over now. KP with it. He's going same side for Tony. Tony, good receive. Can he get around Owl? He does, but he doesn't have a good shot, so tries to cross pass it to Crab, but it's a bit too high. DeBeezy's going to pick this one up now, and he's got some room to work with. Crab forechecking, but not pressuring too hard. Owl with it, trying to find Meatsail, but he finds Guy instead. Guy tries to throw it in front for Meat, but Haybert sends that aside wisely. Owl with it now, tries to find the middle, but it's deflected just barely. Owl was looking for that one, hunting for that goal. He was smelling it. But standing tall defensively still is Seattle, despite the pressure. And with 5 seconds to go, this period will end as Tony clears it out and sends it down. So after our first period, numerous shots on both sides, but still a 0-0 score. Doesn't look like we're going to get any lineup changes at all for this game. So we will be running it back. So opening face-off, and it is won by Kilpessel. Good job by him. KP gets it back off the pass from Doug. He's got a shot, but it's really tough from that angle, so unsurprisingly goes wide. Tony tries to find something down the middle of the ice, but no can do as we're getting some major lag spikes here tonight. This is pretty gross. Dumped back in by Haybert, looking for KP, but can't find him. So Meatsail with it now. Fighting along the boards. And this is going to get sent down into the Seattle defensive end. Tony stepping up on this is going to fling this in. I think that was a shot attempt. Maybe hoping for a tip. Might be able to get this back now, though. Maybe not, as both Meatsail and Tony misread that one and both whiff on it. So Haybert will pick this up. He's going to try to find Crab, but Crab loses it in his feet. It was a bit of a suicide pass here from Haybert. I guess not really quite that bad. It was mostly just the bounce off the boards. I don't think Crab was quite ready for that. Bounces up off his stick, physicking a little bit. That gives Guy a prime opportunity to skate it in and make this a 1-0 game. And with a chance for 2-0, here's Meatsail off the face-off. Guy wins it back to Owl. Owl finds Meatsail. Tony, last man back. He can't cover the shot and the pass. Too much to do for one man, and Meatsail very quickly has turned this into a 2-0 lead. However, a turnover here from Owl is recovered by Owl as he blocks the attempted pass and gets it around to DeBezy. DeBezy's going to have Guy up same. A little slow getting rid of that, so Tony will be able to cut down on that one. He's going to have to move with it quickly, but oh, what a job by Guy. Guy maintained the body on Tony, preventing him from getting to the puck. What a play, and those are the little things that are easy to miss. But he almost created an offensive opportunity for his team there, which is obviously hugely needed at this point in time. Owl with it now. Tries to fling it up the same boards, but Tony cuts down on that one. He's going to try to find Crab, who is cherry-picking deep at the moment. Crab sends it back same to Doug. Doug has Guy forechecking, and Guy, what a block. It's a 1-on-0. Guy coming in. He could do anything he wants. He has all the time and space in the world. He cuts it back, goes backhand. But Hebert makes the stop in close. What a beautiful read. Guy had an opportunity to try to get a little trickier there with it, but probably didn't want to get overly creative and out-deke himself. But Hebert with a huge save. And how many times have we seen that? Hebert's team down a couple goals and he stands tall. Crab trying to make good on that one, but can't do so. Hebert praying for his team at this point to get one on the board. Doing everything he can to keep this close. A good opportunity there for Seattle is unfortunately not capitalized on. However, they're going to have another chance now as KP and Owl. KP cuts to the outside. Beautiful move. Owl expected the inside, but KP, what was that? Oh, he tried to get cheeky with the shot. He tried to disguise the stick angle and do a bit of a flick shot there. And he just completely loses it. I understand what you're going for, but at this point in time, needing a goal, it's tough to justify. There's a point shot there from deep by the center line. Backhand from Tony was on net, but a nice read on that by Sully. So Tony will pick this one up now, and he's going to fling this one deep, but what a play. Guy gets the block, and then macro jumps in the air to hit it back to himself, and he almost gets the centering pass back too. What an insane player. Unfortunately, the team is not able to maintain possession after that, so Tony will have to fling this one in deep. However, KP loses it off the bounce on the boards. A little tough to read that. Tony will get his reward and get it back, though. He's skating in. He's got it down below the goal line. He flings it back out. I don't think he meant to do that, but it gets to KP. KP tries to find the centering pass, which is stopped out in front. Almost very dangerous, but wisely played out by Sully. Thrown in on net here by Hebert. And oh, right in front, he double hit it. KP had an opportunity to put that in, but he double hits it. Knocks it close to the net and then knocks it away. Tragic scenes here for KP, as that's got to be 2 or 3 opportunities now where you know he's kicking himself for not scoring there. Speaking of KP, he's flung this back around, trying to maintain that possession. Crab looking for the cross, loses it to Meatsail. And Meatsail with it here, going to take some time. There's 15 seconds. They have one opportunity for a rush, but KP cuts that down and gets that across the Crab. Crab has 8 seconds to take a shot. He's got sticks all in there, and he waits way too long to shoot as the defensemen are able to capitalize on that. And that will bring us to the end of the second period, as Seattle, no shortage of opportunities here, but continually shooting themselves in the foot. Oh, it is painful to see. Especially with their season on the line. They will not be eliminated tonight. But dropping 2 games here again would put a serious dent in their ability to make the playoffs with only 2 games remaining after the 2 they play tonight. So there is a lot riding on these games. Physics puck eventually finds its way to a Seattle stick. It's Crab with it now. Looking over and across. Looks like KP's going to leave that for Doug. Makes a nice move getting around to DeBezy, charging up on it, but Owl, beautiful block on the shot. Physics puck's landing out in front, but a great clear. Not sure whose stick that was. I think it was Guy who was able to get that out of the air. Remarkable hand-eye coordination that we've seen from him several times. There's a long shot on net, almost bounced in and over, but Sully, reading it well, sends that aside. Meetzel trying to fight off KP, and he can. He does win this battle, but KP coming back on it quickly. Meetzel wisely reading that back check, gets around him, gets around Tony with a nice set of moves, and he's going to slow the play down now. But a great job by Kilpessel and Tony, reading what Meetzel was trying to do, playing him together, and able to thwart an opportunity there. It was starting to look promising. And now going the other way, Tony with a spinning puck tries to fling that. Unfortunate that it wouldn't settle for him. He has to kind of shovel it there. It's the best you can do in that circumstance. He may have another opportunity now as Tony, fighting off Guy, tries to find the breakout, but it is turned over in the middle. Meetzel picks this one up. He's skating in. He's got one man to beat. It's Tony. Tony can't do it, and Meetzel makes this a 3-0 game, gets his second goal of the game off of the second assist of the game for the GM and team captain Owl. And that is 3-0 with just over 3 minutes left to go. So Seattle, with no more time to waste, needs to get one on the board and needs to get one fast, as they are rapidly running out of time. And we see Doug doing, I don't even know what, pirouettes here in the defensive zone. Not exactly the ideal defensive play, but I suppose it worked out for them. KP with it now, trying to go end-to-end, it looked like, and then he just flings it up to Crab, who was double covered. Not really the best usage of the possession there, but probably not super confident in himself with the way this game has been going, and somehow that stays out. I didn't even think that would be on net. Crab finds a way with the arcing, we'll call it a shot. I think he was going for more of like a centering pass is what it looked like. And that somehow lands on the goal line in the net, but doesn't go over. Wild. And it has just been one of those games for Seattle, who has another opportunity and off the post. As I was just saying, one of those games, and now going back the other way, the ice tilt is real. Toronto had another opportunity there. Wisely cut down, but unfortunately, it might be too little too late as we get under 2 minutes to go here and down 3 goals. Not insurmountable, but certainly not probable. Meetzel trying to find Guy right now as they're just going to kill as much time as they can with these possessions. Doug playing great defense there. Does find Crab on the outlet pass, but Crab second guesses himself. He hesitates there on that pass. Things that we're not used to seeing from Crab, who is traditionally known as one of the best playmakers ever to play the game. And we're just not seeing it come to fruition here so far tonight. Guy with it now, trying to find Meetzel deep, and he does. Meetzel on the bouncing puck, gets the receive, but can't quite play it and control it. Would have been a miracle if he had. However, they still have maintained possession, and Guy going for the back pass. He finds Meetzel. Beautiful play there. Meetzel tried to get it back to Guy, but defense swarming all over him. And Seattle looking for Tony, but it's off the toe of his stick. Oh, this has just been a series of unfortunate events for Seattle, who again miss out on another opportunity. Can he get it? No. KP had the wraparound to try to get it back, and it won't go. Oh my God, they've got to be so frustrated after this game. If there was ever a game of what ifs, it has been this one that we have watched here tonight. This could have easily been a very competitive game had things bounced ever so slightly differently. And here we are with yet another opportunity lost for Seattle, as they fall 3-0 in the first of the 2 games that we will see from them here tonight. Not sure how the other game went, so we'll see if Red Deer won. If Red Deer was able to win their game on the other server right now, then that would put Seattle at a 5-point deficit for the playoffs, facing the potential for elimination. But Wild stuff here that we just saw from that game. And if there's any game that's going to make you tilt, it's definitely that one. So, very interested to see how this Seattle team responds after such an unlucky set of circumstances that they face, being down one of their starters as well. We'll see how they respond. Coming up here in a few moments as we wait for the other game to complete. Quick caveat again that I cannot see my Twitch chat or anything like that tonight. So if you guys are typing anything in the chat or trying to get my attention at all, I'm sorry, I can't see it. I don't know why it's not loading for me, but such is the case. Is it fixed now? Might be able to get it on my phone. Okay, looks like I can get it on my phone finally. All right, Solary stomped Red Deer. So good. Still a 2-point deficit for the Seattle team. And with Solary and Toronto both winning, there is still a 2-point deficit that Toronto is facing to try to get back into the first seed and avoid that play-in round at the start. Seattle making their way back onto the ice. Looks like we're going to have them on red for this game. Jabba, I appreciate you in the chat, my man. Fantastic cast as always. Yeah, I don't know about that. Not my finest work tonight. I'm quite flustered. It's been a week for me. It has been a week. Not in a good way. A cast as always. Yes, it is a cast. I do love casting high tier hockey question mark games for sure. But I definitely prefer to be in the color role. I will say that much. Play-by-play is not my strong suit. Let's just say that. Which might be my biggest gripe, actually, about casting this game, is I don't think there's enough time for color analysts. Not enough time between goals, stuff like that, between periods to really get to talk about a lot of that. It's my dream situation. I would love to be, one of the between the periods people, like breaking down the plays. I find that so much fun. Love to be able to do that live, but maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll have the flexibility to do that. But for this game, getting underway, we have Seattle running it back on red with the same lineup. Looks like the same positions. Tony still on defense. Now facing off against the number 1 seed Solary team who just stomped Red Deer in the other server. So big game from them. And again, something to play for both teams, as a win here could put Seattle back in the playoff hunt. And a win for Solary in blue could help strengthen their lead on the first seed. So Juice with it here, playing as Carl Jr., playing with Paco, Fizz, NHL Killa or Leafs, and JJ McChuckles or Lewis Friend, as we know him. Starting lineup for Solary here tonight. Leafs fighting with Kilpessel there in the corner. Juice going to pick that one up, and he'll find Paco on the breakout. But Tony, great job reading that and stripping Paco at the line. And a shot in from downtown. Let's see this replay. What is going on here? Doug just flings it in. I don't think it was tipped, but Lewis just didn't quite read it all the way. It's one he's going to be frustrated about. I did not expect that one to go in. We're at a point now where a lot of the goalies that play the game typically don't allow those long shots in unless there's traffic in front. So maybe there was a stick or something in the lane that I couldn't see. But typically don't expect the goalies to let those in anymore. But an opportunity back the other way. What a play. Juice finds a streaking Paco right up the middle. A perfect pass, beautiful receive, and one time gingerly put there right in the breadbasket by Carl Jr., a.k.a. Juice, right over to Paco. And the two dynamic playmakers, two of the most creative minds in the game, find each other to combine for the first goal for Solary, tying it up. Only, 20 seconds after the first goal was scored. Unfortunate for Seattle, who immediately lose their momentum that they gained, though I'm sure it's still happy to get one on the board after being shut out last game. So Tony Flo with it here. He's got Doug back same. Crab covered around. Really good defensive play right now by Solari. You can see they're playing a very disciplined game on the forecheck. But Doug able to fight through Juice, and he has it here. He's got Crab across. He's got KP charging the net. He opts for the shot, but that's saved by Lewis. Trying to keep that in is Tony. He does get that over to KP. KP does a nice job cutting that. And oh, what a beautiful attempt there. Curling that around really hard to get that wrap. But he hits it off the post. So no go this time. But we like to see that from KP. Looking a little more confident than he did last game. Maybe get some of his early jitters out. But Leafs, what a move around. KP goes for the cross pass, trying to find Fizz, but it's a bit too far. He's got a redemption opportunity here as he looks for Paco in the slot. But Paco didn't quite get the timing down on that one-timer. And that will wind up killing this possession, as Crab is going to leave that. However, that gets turned over, and Paco picks it up, sending it in deep. He finds Fizz. It's just past his stick, and Tony will pick this one up now. Looking up and across for KP. He does find it. What a beautiful play. But KP can't settle that one. It was tumbling as it came in, so he's got to go for the back pass. Tip down out in front, and almost a beautiful sequence. It's still there, and somehow Crab is able to find this, just bouncing all over the place. It must have hit like 6 players' sticks out in front. Unreal. But you know what? They'll take it any way they can get it, as Crab scores the second goal of the game for his team. However, Juice, trying to get it back, walks 3 people but can't get by the last one, as he's looking to immediately get that momentum back again, just like they did last time. But Seattle clamps down at the last second. However, Solari still with possession. Leafs trying to find the cross pass. No can do, though, and Tony with it here. Oh, what a great job on the back check. Paco gets just enough of it and knocks it away from Tony, ending the Seattle possession there. Juice had picked it up, finds Paco here in the neutral zone. Paco tries to send it back to Juice, but a great job by KP in the lane watching that. So fighting for it now is Fizz, but coming away with it is Doug. Doug with Fizz all over him to try to get some space. And he flings it up, hoping to find KP. Finds Juice instead, though, who gets it up the same side to Paco. And Paco with a great move around Doug now. He's got one man to beat. He cuts it to the outside, flings it top left corner of the net, and Paco, second goal of the game. Look at that beautiful move. And he plays this really well. Defenseman bit a little bit too much there to one side, but it's really tough ask when you're in that position, so it's hard to really blame them. You have to cover both potential lanes, cutting back left or back right. We are going to end this first period with a 2-2 tie. Paco always makes it look so easy. Yes, he does. Paco and Juice, both of them. And I think this team has Quacky Face on it as well, which is insane to think about. The Solari team is absolutely loaded with talent. Problem is just the attendance. And problem for me is the ping tonight, as these ping spikes are going to drive me insane. Don't know why it's so bad right now. But hopefully it's manageable to watch. And Doug, beautiful job cutting down on that. He's got a deke around Crab and flings it in front. It's off the far post, but KP picks up the rebound like a pigeon out in front, crashing the net, getting the dirty goals. But like we said earlier, they all count the same. Seattle doesn't care how they get them. And just like that, off of an attempted breakout, I think it was Juice who tried to make that original pass, but Doug with a beautiful play to get that kicked off. What a sequence. Fizz almost with an opportunity to get it back for his team. looking strong in there, coming in a relief role here for Quacky, who's not present tonight. Doug picking it up now, though. He finds KP up the same side. KP not quite far enough ahead of Juice, so he makes a nice drop pass back, and Crab with a shot goes wide left in the net. Kept in at the point here is Tony as he was battling with Leafs for it. However, Juice does come away with that. Tried to send that across over to Leafs, but it was a bit too far. So Doug will pick that up, and he's going to fling this all the way in deep. Trying to find KP. Juice came away with that one, though. Paco picking this one up. Just looking for Fizz in front, and Fizz almost got the tip down. Would have been an absolutely filthy goal. But Tony with it here. Not really a whole lot of options for anywhere to go. He does find Crab, though. Beautiful job by Crab to kind of stop short there. KP has to battle with Leafs for it now. He does win this. Can Doug get there? He does. Keeps it in. KP now battling with Leafs. Trying desperately to maintain possession, and he splits the two defensemen. They're going to wind up giving up the zone for that. Doug has to just send that in deep. Getting there first was KP, but good job stripping that away is Juice. Juice tried to find Paco. Paco had two defensemen all over him. Tough ask for him. And Tony cuts down on this attempt, and oh, that looked like a beautiful shot. But Juice, what a player. Stick in the lane. Prevents that from coming through. If you're Lewis right now, you have to be thrilled with the way that your defense is playing. It has been excellent blocking these shots. Juice, one of the best defensemen to ever play the game. Wish we had seen him in more league play, but it is what it is. Speaking of Juice, he's got plenty of time to work with it here. Let's see what he goes for. It looks like he may be going for the cross pass, and he did. And he finds Leafs, who's wide open, but takes a wide right shot. May have rushed himself a little bit too quickly there. So Paco with it now at the blue line, and oh, picks the top corner. Wow. What a shot here. Fizz finds him, and oh, beautiful right off the top corner. Paco with a perfectly placed shot. It looked like Haybert had a good read on that, but just physically could not reach his stick all the way over to that corner of the net. But Paco gets his hat-trick goal and ties the game. So 3-3 now. Seattle's still very much in this one, which I'm sure they're still okay with. Oh, and blocked. Oh, my goodness. Tony almost completely ruined Lewis by blocking it back into his own net, but Juice wisely, seeing that that was a potential opportunity, skated back towards the net just in case. Again, little nuances that a lot of people miss, but if Juice was lazy and didn't do that, that's a goal for Seattle. That is a huge play by Juice. And a huge save there by Lewis as coming down the left boards was Tony on the backhand shot. He might get another attempt here, but nope, leaves this for Crab. However, Crab does get blocked by Leafs. So he's got to circle back with this now. He finds KP across. KP's got Doug back down sand, but he was looking through the middle for Crab. Crab able to pick this one up. They're down to just under 30 seconds left. Cycling the puck well here. Crab to Tony. Tony sending it all the way up and over, a bit too far for KP. Leafs might be able to get this. He does. And that's going to wind up killing this possession. It's Paco with it now. Sends this in deep. Leafs chasing it. Haybert coming out. Haybert clears this. And he finds Crab. Crab trying to go across to KP. But Fizz is going to get there first. Fizz, with 3 seconds left, sends this to Paco, and that will kill the period. Some good opportunities starting to come together there for them. But time, the enemy, brings us to the end of the second period. Jabba, if I have you still watching here, can we get a score update for the Red Deer Toronto game that's going on right now on the other server? Well, we hopefully get one from Jabba. Tony with it now. Just looking for KP really deep, but not quite deep enough. As Juice picked that one up, but he had no momentum, so Tony's going to get this back. But he puts that one wide. KP was looking for a kind of centering attempt there. Winds up finding Tony instead as he flubbed the puck a little bit. And what a perfect play that was, as Tony plays it slow, gets around one, gets around a second guy with just enough to kind of disguise that shot. You see how he kind of curls his stick around in there and he picks that bottom left-hand corner. Lewis, not enough time to react to that one. Basically had to predict where it was going, and Tony, perfectly placed shot. Excellent job by him, putting his team up 4-3. Nice. Okay, score update, 1-1, middle of the third. So we've got some tight games in both servers as things are coming down to the wire for the Lewis League regular season. Doug with a beautiful read on this breakout. He's going to cut this down, tries to fling that in front. KP will get here as he sends this back around, but Paco is reading this well. And he's going to find Juice. Juice, however, stuffed on the breakout attempt by KP. Crab trying to find him in front. A little bit too hard of a pass. If that was a bit softer, he may have gotten there. And now the other way, we have Juice finding Paco on the break. Paco, smartly seeing that there was going to be a turnover, immediately gets open and puts it low, far side. Oh, man, Paco, fourth of the game. And he is just on fire tonight. As anytime Seattle scores, he has the answer. Not to take any credit away from Juice, who has assisted on 3 of those goals and has been driving the play here for this team, defensively and offensively. But Paco, just an animal tonight. Demonstrating how you can cherry pick without cherry picking, if that makes sense. A lot of people get upset when there's no offsides on, as there is in this league. People get upset with people sitting really far in the offensive zone. But it's all about timing. All about exploiting the transition game, which is exactly what Paco has shown numerous times here. Very strong mind and read on the game. This Juice with an opportunity, but on the ice, easily read by Habert. However, rebound may have been a bit of an issue for Habert there. It was on his back foot. Still with the puck now is Solari. Paco flings it back around. Tries to find Juice, but a nice job by Tony clearing that all the way out. Under 2 minutes to go now. As Toronto and our other server is up 2-1. Oh, and Paco. Oh, we almost found it too. Paco again showing that vision to know when to break out. But a good back check stops him this time. 5th time's the charm, I guess. Going the other way, Crab trying to do his best Paco impression. Does not receive the pass. As a result, they lose the possession here. So Habert will have to play this one. So it looks like Toronto does get the win in regulation. So good news for Seattle, but not as good news for Solari here in blue, who will need to get at least 1 point in this game to be tied for first. Knowing this team, though, they have the killer instinct. They're going to be going for all 3 for the regulation win. It's a beautiful play there by Paco, finding Juice, and what a block, but it doesn't matter. Blocks don't matter. Who was the block here? I think it was Crab, but Juice able to get back with it anyway and just curls it back around. And with 40 seconds left, that is a rough one to give up. Seattle doing everything right there and getting burned for it nonetheless as Juice steps up to make the play. And with 20 seconds left, a nice defensive stop there is going to give them an opportunity. Crab tries to find Tony, but it's too far. And Lewis will fling this one up deep. Doug does get it and find Tony, but Tony can't do anything with it. Lost in the feet of the defenseman, but it doesn't matter. Habert with a last chance, and he gets it to Tony's stick, but Tony can't curl it back around. It would have been an impossible ask. And 5-4 is the final as Seattle loses a heartbreaker. 40 seconds left to give up the game-winning goal to Juice. Wow. Well, the standings ultimately stay the same as they were when we came into the night. Solary maintaining a 2-point lead over Toronto for the number 1 seed, fighting for their automatic seed into the finals, skipping the play-in round. And on the other side, the Red Deer and Seattle teams still 2 points apart, fighting for their playoff lives to see which one of the two will make it to the play-in round. Right now, Red Deer leading that by 2 points over Seattle. So it will all come down to the games on Wednesday, which you should be able to catch over at XParabola on Twitch, or at, I believe it's Lewis Friend is what he streams on Twitch. Those will be the two streams for the 2 different servers. So please catch the action there next Wednesday, starting at around 7:50 Eastern, as we will determine the playoff seedings in those games. So very much looking forward to it. I will be back with all of you lovely ladies and gentlemen on probably Thursday next week, I think is what it looks like right now. So excited for that. We are going to be, I think, is it Thursday? It might be Thursday. I'll double check the schedule, but the next time you see me, we'll be in the playoffs. So hyped for that. Very excited. Check out Parabola, like I said. Check out Lewis Friend, like I said. Thanks to all the players. Thanks to Lewis Friend, everybody that helps make all this happen. You guys are all wonderful people. And I hope everybody has a wonderful night. Peace.